as brief as possible, but since we have 100 years to cover, I do ask for your indulgence, because it's a long period of time of friendship between the two countries, Turkey and Switzerland. Many, many thanks to everybody for coming here at the Swiss residence. And I would like to extend, of course, a special thanks to the journalists, the ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for coming, for covering this event and covering the events that will unfold during these 100 years. Thank you also to our sponsors. Without them, it would be impossible. We have quite many. You will see them with their logo, but I recognize certainly people representative of Roche, Diagnostic, of Rixos, of Nectans, another representative, so I just met from Dolsar, and I have also probably, sorry if I forgot anyone. Yeah, I think I've been more or less complete. So thank you also to the sponsors for coming today and tonight, and for being with us and supporting our events. 100 years is both an anniversary that allows us to look back, but it's also a moment where we can, make a kind of assessment, what has been achieved, and how we want to project ourselves for the next 100 years. And here, this is a little bit my role to restart the relationship between the two countries, and try with my team to set new accents in our relationship, without, of course, forgetting what has been the success of our relations in the past. We will start our commemoration with one very specific project that is very close to my heart, because it's a way to look back, both to Switzerland, but also especially to Ankara, because here we are diplomats, Swiss diplomats, but we feel like we belong to this city. This city is our city for the next 4 or 5 years, and I feel very much that I am coming from Ankara. And Ankara has a long history, and those of you that know Ankara, you can witness the history of this city in the old part of Ankara, but it's also a modern city. And this modern city has a little bit of Swissness in it, and we decided to focus the first exhibition and the launch of our events with a special exhibition called Swiss Traces in Ankara. It will be shown to the public from the 11th of April to the 24th of April in Ankara at the Art and Sculpture Museum. I'm very happy to have our curator of this exhibition with me, Bochak Yakichi. She will speak later on about specifically this exhibition, because I think every inhabitant of Ankara should go and visit this city. You will rediscover, I guess, the city of Ankara through the eyes of Mrs. Schwarzenbach, and she was a photographer that by chance was visiting Ankara in 1930s when the city was being modernized, and I think it could be a very interesting exhibition. I will give her the floor at the end of my remarks. I want to highlight maybe a few elements of our bilateral relationship, because what does it mean to have a good relationship between two states? It means that for the last 100 years we have built strong bilateral relations in the field of economy, culture, scientific exchanges, but also political collaboration and cooperation. And these relationships are based, of course, it goes without saying, on mutual respect, international cooperation, and a commitment to regional stability. I will briefly mention, of course, the Treaty of Lausanne. We are very proud to have this Lausanne Treaty in Switzerland, 1923. and the Montreux Convention 1936. And I know how much those two treaties are important for modern Turkey. But today, we continue, of course, to build on those relationships. I would like to highlight maybe one element that is already projecting us into the future is OSCE, the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe. You have a new, the OSCE has a new Secretary General in the person of Ambassador Feridun Sinirli Olu. And Switzerland will be chairing this organization in 2026. And this will, of course, bring our two countries even closer in the coming year. We, as Switzerland, of course, we are a kind of big power in terms of economy and finance and innovation. So I will start with the economy. We have roughly, and we have some representative of these companies here. We have roughly 150 companies active in Turkey. The trade volume of bilateral trade reached roughly more than 10 billion Swiss francs, which is quite impressive, but the potential to do more is definitely present. We have invested a lot, or those Swiss companies have invested a lot, and Switzerland is always among the top 10 most important foreign investors in Turkey, creating roughly 21,000 jobs of high quality jobs and well-paid jobs with something like 4 billion Swiss francs investment in Turkey. But the reverse is also true, and more we are very happy to witness that Turkish investment in Turkey is also increasing. We are almost at 1 billion Swiss francs in the industry, services and finance Turkish investment in Switzerland. What is important above all those numbers is the fact that people, companies are investing in each other countries. This drives a lot of new innovation, this creates new jobs, this creates technological progress. Tourism, also to be mentioned, despite being a rather small country in terms of number of population, with roughly 8 million people in Switzerland, almost 400,000 have visited Turkey last year, which is still an impressive numbers. The reverse is also true. There are some Turks visiting Switzerland, but certainly a little bit less than the Swiss people. What is also important is that the trends in both investment, trade, and tourism exchange are going up. I mentioned innovation. What is the success for Switzerland of the reason behind the success of our economic success is innovation, research and development. In the last 13 years, Switzerland has been 13 times in a row the most innovative country. And this is quite an achievement. So I'm very, very proud of it. And this is due a little bit to the Swiss system of education, research and innovation, but certainly a lot of credit goes to the Swiss companies that invest a lot of their benefits into R&D. And the reason is because the Swiss products are indeed a little bit expensive. But they are expensive because they are the most innovative, the best quality and the most reliable. So R&D, research and development, innovation are the cornerstone of Swiss success and prosperity. We like to share this success and this prosperity with others because we really believe that we cannot be prosperous alone. We need to have free exchange with everybody. We need to have the best students coming to the Swiss universities to bring new blood into the Swiss system, but also to give back to their countries and bring the Swiss perspective also into their future jobs. So we have scholarships opportunities that are difficult to get, but for those having this, it is important. So we have a lot of Turkish people, researchers, students that have been studying and are studying in Switzerland. And they are mainly studying in two universities called polytechnical schools. One is in Zurich, the other one is in Lausanne. I invite you to look into these two schools, ETH Zurich and EPFL. Don't worry, you will be receiving, or maybe you have already received, some documentations with all those names. Those are interesting. But they are also special lab attached to those schools, and I want to quote just one, the Swiss Federal Laboratories for Material Science and Technology, that has also a lot of collaboration and international partnership with Turkey and Turkish universities. I would not be complete without mentioning a new Swiss initiative called GESDA. It's a Geneva Science and Diplomacy Innovation Anticipator. This is a little bit a strange name, but the idea of GESDA, that has been now active for the last 3 years, but has been established as an international organization based in Geneva only last year, is to try to look at innovation and what does it mean for government and citizens, for government and society to have innovation. So they look at innovation in 5, 10, and 50 years, what those innovations could become. Imagine internet, www, came as a surprise. Nobody expected www, by the way, created in Geneva, discovered, invented, launched in Geneva at the CERN. But what does it mean? It means that we were all surprised. The government was surprised. There's a lack of regulations. It came a little bit in a wide system. And the idea is to try to identify now what will be our daily life in 5 years, in 10 years, and in 50 years, and see how we can regulate, promote, enable every country, every citizen to have those tools. So this GESDA is a very important new tool of our diplomacy, and I'm very happy that we have also managed to have a collaboration with the Sabancı University in Istanbul that will also link GESDA and Turkish University. There will be a course in autumn, in the fall of 2025, and Sabancı University has been identified as one of the 5 places where this course will take place in 2025. So this shows that we can still innovate, we can still bring new ideas to this 100 years so that we can pave interesting new initiatives. Switzerland is also known as the country where vocational training is certainly one of the best in the world. Vocational training is how you bring young people from the age of 15 to the age of 18, 19 with a very solid education and a capacity to have a positive impact directly into a private company. This requires a very deep and direct dialogue between the companies and the state, the ministries of education, so that the curricula that we design are made for those young people to be effective in their private companies. But this can be only possible if the private company, first of all, open their arms to this young workforce, but also enable the state to design the curricula so that the work is up to date. There's nothing worse than to build for 4 years somebody, and then he comes to the labor market and his job is already outdated. In this very fast world, the people need to be always updated. So this is vocational training. We have a lot of young people working in Swiss companies in international training. Roughly 70% of young Swiss people are not going to universities or high schools, but they are going to this vocational training. And after they have bridges, if they want to continue studying, it's not the end of the road, but they are equipped with very solid jobs and a lot of perspective. We also have established new contact, thanks to my colleagues, in particular a partnership with SFU VET. Acronym is known to me, but I forgot what it means exactly, but SUVET is certainly known to you, and Turkish stakeholders, so that we can foster this knowledge and this exchange through webinars and concrete fact-finding missions. Some have already taken place, but more will come, certainly. In particular, when our Minister for Economic Affairs and Education will come in the fall to Turkey, and we hope that we can already harvest a little bit of this collaboration between Turkish companies, educational center, and vocational training there. I have much more to tell you in terms of crisis response. Of course, after the earthquake 2 years ago in the region of Hatay, we had a lot of responses, emergency responses, but I don't want to go into too many details about that, but as many other countries, we felt very deep solidarity with the state of Turkey and with the people, and we sent a lot of both state but also private resources to the region in order to help. A particular project that is close to my heart is a restoration of the archaeological museum of mosaic in Hatay. Hopefully the work will be finished 2026, and there will be a reopening of this museum in 2026. But the priority was, of course, to the people in the region to try to help them, and we did that. I would like also to briefly mention mediation as a new topic also. Mediation is an important aspect of Swiss diplomacy. It's also something that Turkey is doing more and more, and we have seen the fruits of this work and this new engagement of Turkey here in Ankara and in the world. So mediation has a great capacity for both countries to be also a cornerstone of our bilateral relationship. We already have a lot of exchange in the OSCE that I mentioned previously, but also in the UN framework. You will be receiving or have received already some elements regarding an overview of all the events we will be doing this year, starting after the opening of this exhibition. There will be events in Ankara, events in Izmir, and of course in Istanbul. They will be covering cultural activities, but also economic activities. So we are looking forward to all those events. You will be informed in due time about every single event and invited to them. Hopefully we can meet you again in that respect. But now the focus is on the incoming exhibition, the one that will start the whole celebration, Swiss Traces in Ankara, through Schwarzenbach lens. It will be, as I mentioned, inaugurated on the 10th of April by our Foreign Minister, Mr. Ignacio Cassis. The exhibition opening will be followed directly by a concert of two Swiss pianists, Mrs. Joanna Gudel and Mrs. Leila Ramazan, playing both Swiss and Turkish music. Then the minister will continue, of course, his trip to going to Antalya to attend the Antalya Diplomacy Forum. So with this, I think, again, I would like to thank you for being here, thank the sponsors, thank also the representative of the Foreign Ministry. We are working closely together. I'm happy also to share that this
exhibition that will be held Mustafa Kemal Atatürk. So as we mark the centennial of the Treaty of Friendship signed in 1925, this exhibition provides an opportunity to revisit the shared history of two nations through culture, architecture, and photography. So as we mark, through Schwarzenbach's lens, we gain a rare and personal insight into Turkey's transformation, modernization during this pivotal period. So the exhibition presents for the first time in Turkey the remarkable photographic and written legacy of Anne-Marie Schwarzenbach, a Swiss writer, photographer, and journalist. In 1933, Schwarzenbach traveled to Turkey, documenting Ankara's rapid transformation and the vast landscape of Anatolia. She spent nearly a month in the new capital, Ankara, witnessing its modernization and journeyed through Istanbul, Kayseri, and Konya. So her observations appeared in leading Swiss publications, and later in her book titled Winter in West Asia, a travel diary published in 1934. Through her writing and photography, and she provided one of the earliest foreign perspectives on Turkey's modernization period, offering German and French-speaking audiences a vivid and personal insight into a nation in change. So although Schwarzenbach passed away at the age of 34, very young, her rediscovered works remain a source of inspiration, both as historical records and reflections of her intellectual journey. So this exhibition honors her invaluable contribution to Turkey's visual memory. The exhibition is divided in two sections, will be divided into two sections. So the first section explores the intellectual and architectural exchanges between Switzerland and Turkey, focusing on the modernization period of Ankara, following its declaration as the capital, as the city evolved into a political and cultural center. So this section is highlighting Swiss-Austrian architect Ernst Egli's collaboration with Turkish architects like Arif Hikmet Holtay, Sedat Hakkı Erdem, Bedri Uçar in shaping architecture education and Ankara's urban identity. And we will name many more other architectures. And in this section, we will also reveal how diplomacy, education, and architecture helped to strengthen ties between two nations. And the second section of the exhibition takes us on a journey through Schwarzenbach's striking photographs showing a fast-changing Ankara alongside the beauty of Anatolia. And so her work captures both the spirit of modernization and Turkey's rich cultural heritage. All our institutional partners and sponsors, and to the Ankara Art and Sculpture Museum, of course, for hosting this meaningful exhibition and project. So the exhibition will be open to public from 11th of April to 24th of April 2025, and we look forward to welcoming all the visitors, and we hope that this exhibition will inspire new conversations about history, architecture, and enduring friendship between Switzerland and Turkey. Thank you.